Anyways, let's get into it, man. Christina Formella back in court. Let's get reaction.
Feel knowing she was sneaking this child into your home.
The Illinois high school.
How do you feel?
Yo, Abby Blabby be hoeing her husband. That's crazy. She said, how does it feel knowing she was sneaking this boy into your home? Ouch, sir. That kind of hurts. That kind of hurts.
Feel knowing she was sneaking this child into your home.
The Illinois high school teacher accused of grooming and sexually assaulting a student is back in court. Is reality sinking in for Christina Formella?
She turned around and she kind of looked at the judge. Like, to me, she almost looked scared.
I look at the latest in the case and what happened inside and outside of the courtroom.
Yeah, she's scared. What you mean? She should be.
Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Christina Formella was back in court this week as her criminal case slowly makes its way toward trial. In case you forgot, Christina Formella is that 30-year-old teacher and soccer coach from Downers Grove, Illinois, who was arrested and charged earlier this year with having sex with a former student in her classroom. Now, following Formella's arrest, police said that the victim...
I think Anjanette Levy is my favorite host of the Law and Crime YouTube channel so far. I like her. She's very matter of fact, but also she just does it really elegantly.
In this case, told them that they had only had sex in her classroom once in 2023. But the grand jury later indicted Formella on 52 additional charges of aggravated criminal sexual abuse and criminal sexual assault. Those charges came after additional investigation, and prosecutors said a closer look at Formella's phone revealed more than one instance of sex between the boy and Formella. In fact, State Attorney Robert Bellin said that Formella and the victim had sex approximately 50 times, both at school and Formella's home, and at least 45 of those instances occurred at the school. Now, Berlin said that the sexual abuse by Formella began in January 2023 and continued through August or September of last year. Berlin issued a statement in June, writing, "The new allegations against Ms. Formella, including the allegations of grooming and that the abuse lasted nearly 2 years, are beyond disturbing. I thank the victim in this case for having the courage to come forward during what I imagine is an extremely difficult time for him." Now, when I first told you about this case back in March, we had obtained documents that recounted what Formella told investigators. They claimed she said people always try to get her in trouble because she's good looking. She's an attractive woman, but that line didn't work on the cops. Formella was arrested and charged right before St. Patrick's Day with 3 felonies of criminal sexual assault and aggravated criminal sexual abuse. Police said Formella had accused the teen victim of stalking her and blamed him for a so-called memoir in her phone. The following month, the prosecutor says the victim was interviewed again and revealed more details that led to more investigation. Now we're learning that Snapchat might be involved in this case. The social media app allows users to send photos and videos.
If your girl on Snapchat, delete it. We all know now. She 30 with Snapchat? It's a wrap, bro. You already know what she on there doing, bro. It's a wrap. Get her off of there, bro. Yeah, is you too old for that? Because her husband should have known.
And Christina Formella and her husband, Michael, sold their Downers Grove home for nearly $600,000 last month. The legal bills are likely very steep in this case, and Formella has a very good lawyer. Now, we'll look back on the evidence we know about here in a bit, along with the footage from Formella's arrest. But here's one section.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Officer Guzman with Downers Grove. Do you have your license on you?
Tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna explain. I'm sure you're confused. I'll explain everything to you. You're Christina?
Yes.
Okay, Christina, do me a favor. Can you step out of the car for me? I know you're confused. I'll explain everything to you.
Tap in with Abby Blabby. Abby is a gangster.
Discuss this most recent court appearance by Christina Formella. I want to bring in TikToker Abby Blabby. Please follow her on her TikTok account. She has been following this case from the very beginning, like I have. So, Abby, I know that you go to all of these court appearances.
Yes.
Tell me, what happened this time?
Not a lot this time. It was continued to January 8th, 2026, obviously, at 9:30 in the morning. Basically, the prosecutor said that they still have a lot of stuff to go through. She said that they've gone through the bulk of it, but there's still a lot. And the judge said, well, if I set it for January 8th, do you think that's going to be enough time? And the prosecutor said that she does. So it'll be interesting to see what happens at that one.
Now, she
Damn, man, they keep forwarding this case, bro. There's too many. There's too much. There's too much. Too many text messages. Just too much of a digital footprint that she left behind, bro. She's so cooked, bro. So cooked. Enjoy your freedom while you have it. But honestly, like, how do you even live your life right now? It's gotta feel so daunting to just like sit and think about that all the time. Like, there's just like, I'm sure there's just moments where you're just like, dang, I'm going to jail for a long time. There's no way. I mean, and then there's probably moments where you probably are like excited about, like not excited, but you're like, okay, maybe I'm going to be okay. Maybe things will be all right. But man, it's rough, bro. She's not going to be, I don't know how you live like that, just like out. I mean, I guess it's better than living like that in jail, but I don't know. Every day, man, just sitting out, just like knowing, hey, it's coming soon. It's coming soon. I got 3 more months.
He was saying that they still have a lot to go through. And a lot of what they're going through, and people don't realize it, are these cell phone messages and things of that nature, right? Doesn't a lot of that stuff take them forever when you're talking about different apps used to talk on and all of that stuff?
Yeah, and actually before the judge called Christina's name, I happened to walk outside of the courtroom because I needed to use the restroom, to be honest. And I saw the prosecutor standing there outside of the door with the defense team, and they were talking, discussing things. I heard the word Snapchat, and I heard them say there's 6 terabytes of data to go through, which is a ton.
Yeah, 6 terabytes. I mean, that's a lot. When you think of like a hard drive, you know, you can have a hard drive. I just happen to have one here sitting on my desk, right? And I think it's like a 2 terabyte hard drive. So just think of like one of these things. This is a 2 terabyte hard drive. Think of 3 of these full of data. That's what they're talking about to get to 6 terabytes full.
An absolute ton. Because, you know, I think they subpoenaed records going all the way back to when the victim was 14 years old, when they would have.
She's so cooked, bro.
Met. So, you know, it's all of her stuff, all of his stuff. So there's a ton of data there to go through.
What was the mood like? I mean, we know how things are at a trial between prosecutors and defense teams.
To be fair, some of it's probably just regular cell phone usage, but they have to comb through everything just to see if they can connect all the dots. Is what I'm assuming.
I mean, did it seem like there was a lot of tension between the prosecution and the defense, or did it seem like they were just having a cordial conversation?
It seemed very cordial, but, you know, it was really weird because I didn't see Christina at all before the judge called her name. And I was kind of like, where is she? Because she's court ordered that she has to come to all of these hearings. I kept looking around the room and, you know, in the back where they always sit, where the Formellas, the Chiotises, I didn't see Christina or Michael. And I'm like, what is going on? Where is she at? And then the judge called her name and up she walked. So I think she was running late.
So both sides of her family were there, both her husband, Michael's side of the family, and then her mother, her parents, they were there?
Yeah, they come to all of them. And the victim's family was there as well.
Oh, wow. Was the
all of
victim
them
there or just his parents?
Just the family.
Just the family. Very interesting. And they go to all of these?
Every single one, yeah. So, but it was really weird because I thought that she wasn't even there. And then she walked up. They were at the stand or at the judge's desk for maybe 2 minutes. And then it was done. And I will say, this is the first time when she turned around and started walking back, she just looked different to me. This is the first time I think that she has looked exhausted and defeated.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, usually she has kind of like this deer in the headlights kind of look on her face where she's just very like, she just looks straight or down or whatever. But she turned around and she kind of looked at the judge. Like, to me, she almost looked scared, and actually said something to a reporter that was sitting next to me. I was like, do you think that she looks kind of different this time? Like, she looks like it's finally hitting her. And she agreed.
Because you had said before that she and Michael were kind of giddy, laughing, things like that in the courtroom. And so none of that this time?
None of it. I mean, she genuinely looked defeated, exhausted, scared. And then afterwards, the prosecutor, the defense attorneys, Christina.
It's getting closer, boy. She know her ass about to get cooked. They keep finding more and more shit. They done found the Snapchat messages now too. She knows she was definitely sending nudes on Snapchat. Definitely was sending nudes on Snap. Definitely doing some shit she wasn't supposed to be doing. Definitely asking for wiener pics from little homie. Crazy times, man. Crazy times.
And Michael all went into some conference room that's not far away from the courtroom. I obviously don't know what they were talking about, but usually, you know, Christina meets with her attorney right after, and the families leave, but they were all there.
So you're telling me that Michael Formella, Christina Formella, the prosecution and the defense all went into a conference room together?
Yes. And honestly, it makes me wonder if they were saying something along the lines of, look, we have an absolute mound of evidence against you.
Cut a deal.
And there's obviously a lot more to go through. So they might find even more and be able to bring forth new charges. So I wonder if they're telling her, hey, look, we could spend hours and hours and hours and hours going through the rest of this stuff, and you could pay your attorney, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands, or this is what we could do. Like, it makes me wonder if they've talked about a plea.
That would be weird to me for Michael Formella, unless I guess Christina Formella wanted him to go with her to go in there like that. That seems very odd to me.
It was odd to me too. Yeah. Very odd.
Did you hear the words plea come up in the hallway at all?
I did. Now, I don't know who said it. It was a woman, so I would assume the prosecutor, but the junior attorney was out there too, and she's a female, so it could have been her, but it sounded like the prosecutor to me. Now, I don't know what she was saying. I just heard that word stood out to me, plea.
I still think, though, they would have an obligation to investigate further. I mean,
absolutely.
We don't know. This is one teenage boy we're talking about here that she's accused of having a relationship with. Mm-hmm. We don't know what else they're finding in this 6 terabytes. I'm not implying that there's anything
more
else
victims
there, but
is that what you're implying, Anjanette?
Right. But you never know.
You never know. And they did add more charges after her initial arrest. You know, when they first arrested her and they went through the phone, and then they continued to investigate, and they came back after the case went to grand jury with a whole slew of new charges.
52 more, bringing the total to 55. So I wonder if after they go through all this, if that number is going to go up even higher.
Yeah, 6 terabytes. That takes a long time to go through because the investigators will have to go through it. Prosecutors obviously will have to as well. What was Michael Formella's mood like?
So I only saw him for a second after it was done and Christina was walking back from the judge's desk. She immediately walked out of the courtroom, and then Michael stood up and he walked right after her. So I didn't see his face or anything, so I honestly couldn't tell you. But he was right there. But he was right there with her.
But obviously, from your vantage point and your read on the room, obviously it looks serious. This is a very serious case.
Yes,
and
very much so.
I mean, no, this can't be fun for anybody involved. The victim is a kid. A teenager. So certainly not fun for him. His parents are coming to court for all of these hearings. Yikes.
Yeah.
You know, they've got to be just absolutely angry given the allegations.
I'm sure.
So the next hearing you said is set for January, and the prosecution led the judge to believe, or it just said on the record today, they believe they can get through that 6 terabytes by that time.
Yep. So I will definitely be going to that hearing as well, because I want to know if they're going to say, hey, we found this, this, and this, and we're going to charge her with this, this, and this. You know, I'm really interested to see what's going to happen at that hearing.
I would assume that whatever they have, unless they're still going through it, that they've turned over to her defense attorney in discovery, because that had been discussed before, that they were handing over the evidence they had collected.
Yeah, it was weird. When they were all talking outside of the courtroom, I did hear the prosecutor say, are you going to run it? And then you're going to need a 6 terabyte hard drive. So I don't know if they've handed everything over yet. I mean, I don't know how all of that works, if the prosecutor reviews everything first and then hands it over, or if they do it in bits and pieces.
They may have just dumped the phones and these accounts or whatever. Maybe they've gotten stuff back from these social media account holders or these social media platforms rather. And they've gotten it on hard drives and they've said to them, you're going to need a 6 terabyte hard drive because that's what we have. So that's more than likely, just in my covering cases before, maybe the defense doesn't have it. And maybe they've gotten more stuff from another account. You said you heard the word Snapchat, and the defense then would hand them a hard drive. And then the prosecution would copy everything over to that hard drive and provide it back to them. That with the discovery. So I've seen that happen in other cases too. Well, it sounds like something is definitely cooking. What, we don't know because we're not.
Christina Formella, that's what's cooking. Her whole fucking life's about to be fucked. I mean, she might take this plea deal though and be chill. She might, do a couple years and come home because her husband looks like he's content on hanging around. I don't know. I can't really figure it out, but brother's probably going to be there when she get out, I guess, man. Waiting for her.
Privy to it. But Abby, I really appreciate you taking the time to come on and tell us about the very latest.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. This case is moving slowly but surely, and we'll see what happens in January, if not sooner. Maybe they'll move that date up. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yep.
Earlier, I told you that we'd look back at some of the evidence that prosecutors.
Yeah, I don't know. She freaked out too. She freaked out. I wonder how female predators are treated in jail, because you hear a lot of times when men go to jail for sex crimes, that third time in jail is not the best. I kind of wonder what it's like for women and if the other women are as upset about it maybe as some men would be. I wonder if she catches a couple fades or what really would happen to her, if anything, or if people other women don't view it as heinous and they're just kind of we get it, girl. You hooked up with a 16-year-old, whatever. I'm curious how it works because I know there's a double standard in society. We kind of view it different for sure. And I wonder if other women kind of view it different. So I know for sure, personal experience, I would say, or my anecdotal experience, I should say, personally, I definitely am this isn't as bad as if it was genders reversed. I would definitely feel differently. But then my wife, on the other hand, is on it. She's fuck her, send her to jail. She's disgusting. She's gross. I don't know. But she might just be a little bit of an anomaly. I don't know if there's other women that feel exactly the same way. So we'll see. Unfortunately, we didn't really get anything too much from this particular court appearance, but it sounds like she might be maybe getting offered a plea deal, and in the near future, she'll probably be either taking that or she'll be back in court in January. And when she's back in court in January, we'll know a little bit more about what exactly is going to happen. And I don't think, and honestly, I don't think January is going to be a lot because she's not even going to trial yet. But I think that maybe is when trial maybe would be decided. Maybe that's when they decide to take her to trial and they present all the evidence at least. So we'll keep following along. I wish we would have more this time, but we know we at least follow a little bit of what's going on so far. Anyways, though, we do more of this stuff, man. I'm trying to follow this one. I'm staying on top of it. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, please subscribe, all the good stuff. Let me know below what you think. What do you think's coming next for her? How fried is she? Is she gonna take the plea deal? And also too, just follow along. Give me a subscribe. Give me a subscribe if you guys want to follow along with this stuff with me. Appreciate ya.